Welcome back to Commanding the 99. Dive into the world of Magic the Gathering with us, where we explore deck techs, strategies, and the art of commanding your game. With the release of the Hobbit set, there are many new commanders you can choose from. Dwarves, elves, humans, the list goes on. But there's one that easily fell under the radar. Tom, Bert, and William. This trio is a 5/5 legendary troll for 3, a black and a green. You can pay 1, sacrifice another creature, draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power, then discard a card. Very reminiscent of Greater Good, but there are notable differences. The trolls also have a built-in recursion clause as well. When Tom, Bert, and Bill die, if they were a creature, return them to the battlefield. They're an artifact. They're no longer a creature. Straight out of the movie, they turn into stone. Now before we bring up the main course, creatures we'll be sacrificing, we'll need to set the table, or campfire as it may, with effects that turn every creature we feed to the trolls into extra value. Archfiend of Ifnir is a perfect setup card for the discard clause on the trolls. Each time you discard or cycle, it sprinkles -1/-1 counters across your opponent's creatures. Also, we won't mind having to discard down to 7 each turn, but we'll get to why a bit later. Beifong Bounty Hunters rewards you when the trolls eat one of your other creatures. They'll earthbend X, where X is a sacrificed creature's power. Next up, we'll be adding some pressure to the room. Starving Revenant and Psychosis Crawler both deal damage each time you draw a card. Revenant requires a bit of setup, but the payoff is worth it when you're drawing 6+ cards a turn. Now that the table is set, these are the creatures you actually want the trolls to eat. Big bodies, death triggers, big value. Bebop and Rocksteady bring massive stats and chaotic energy. Perfect troll food. Daemogoth Titan is an 11/10 for only 4 mana. These cards set the standard, lower CMC and higher stats. Daemogoth Woe Eater is a 4-course meal all by itself. It's practically asking to be sacrificed. Junji adds elegance to the menu. When the trolls eat him, you either drain the table or reanimate something spicy. Both are meals that come with desserts built in. Calaxion is another great example for huge power at a low cost. Kukushko is a classic. When it dies, everyone loses life and you gain the life lost. Feeding Kukushko to the trolls will deliver more than just cards drawn. Rotting Regisaur is another big body for low cost, and the discard helps fuel your graveyard. Slumbering Trudge may be the best large body in the deck, 1 green for a 6/6. Hunted Troll gives your opponents tokens. Just make sure to give them to someone who you can make a deal with. Necrogoyf scales with your graveyard, becoming a massive entree that also forces discards. And finally, Phyrexian Soulgorger. It's an 8/8 with a cumulative upkeep that you could ignore if you sacrifice it before your next turn comes around. Feeding this to the trolls is like dropping their whole feast in their laps. It's big, it's messy, it's exactly what they want. So now that we've set the table and know what the trolls will be feasting on, what's for dessert? Remember all those cards that have been discarded along the way? Well, this is how we get them back. Phyrexian Delver reanimates a creature on enter, and once it's done so, you can feed it back to the trolls. Sheoldred reanimates something every turn while forcing opponents to sacrifice. In my experience, she doesn't stay on the board very long. Grave Researcher has a reanimate built in and a very easy way to prepare it. Living Death, well, everything dies and everything that was already dead gets to come back. In most cases, that should put you ahead significantly. Reanimate is the gold standard for bringing something back from the graveyard. Stitched Together is a close second. And finally, Rise of the Dark Realms. Bring back everything from each graveyard. That should win you the game. And that wraps up our feast for Tom, Bert, and Bill, a commander that might have slipped under the radar, but once you sit them at the head of the table, the value they generate is anything but subtle. And as always, thanks for watching. This is Commanding the 99.